Hello and welcome again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is the 1st of November and I have some news for you regarding The Crew, as Ubisoft has detailed the minimum recommended and optimal PC specifications for the title, as well as revealing a new trailer, which of course I have linked in the description below this video. So, first things out of the way, they have actually put in caps, very important, the product only supports 64-bit operating systems. Now, it's not exactly anything new, but I take that to mean that do not even try to run this with 32-bit, but I doubt any of you have that anyway, but I thought it would be bad of me not to mention it. Anyway, let us begin with the minimum system specifications. OS is of course Windows 7 SP1 or 8 or 8.1. Processor, you'll need at least Intel Core 2 Quad Q9300 at 2.5 GHz or an AMD Athlon 2 X4620 at 2.6 GHz or better. 4 GB of RAM. Video card wise, you'll need at least Nvidia GeForce GTX 260 or AMD Radeon HD 4870, which is 512 MB of VRAM with shader model 4.0 or higher. DirectX is going to be June 2010 redistributable. And that's pretty much all your lots. Recommended configuration, interestingly enough, it actually recommends Windows 8 or 8.1. CPU wise, you'll need a Intel Core i5 750 at 2.66 GHz or AMD Phenom 2 X4940 at 3.0 GHz or better. 8 GB of RAM. GPU will need at least Nvidia GeForce GTX 580 or AMD Radeon 6870, which is 124 MB of VRAM with shader model 5.0 or higher. DirectX is the same. Now we move on to the optimal configuration, which of course will be for everything tuned up to max and maybe even 1440. Windows system is again 8 or 8.1. CPU is Intel Core i7 2600K at 3.4 GHz or an AMD FX 8150 at 3.6 GHz or better. 8 GB of RAM. Video card will be Nvidia GeForce GTX 670 or AMD Radeon 7870, which is 248 MB of VRAM with shader model 5.0 or higher. Now, they still recommend the DirectX June 2010 redistributable, and they have also helpfully detailed the supported video cards at release time, saying GTX 260 or better, GTX 400, GTX 500, GTX 600, GTX 700, GTX 900 series, AMD Radeon HD 4870 or better, HD 5000, HD 6000, HD 7000, R7 and R9 series, and the latest tested driver is the GeForce 340.52 for all DX10 Nvidia cards and 344.48 for all DX11 Nvidia cards, and the latest tested driver for AMD is Catalyst 13.1 for HD 4000 series and Catalyst 14.9 for all other Radeon cards. Now, what's interesting as well, they have a couple of notes here at the end. We also have a requirement of more recent than 14.6 installed for Windows 7 and 8 or 8.1, and performance issues may arise when using inferior versions of the video driver, which is 14.4 and below, on these operating systems. And their final note reads, quote, laptop correspondent models of the above desktop specifications, as well as newer CPU and video cards, may work but have not been exhaustively tested. So, there you have it, and I think this is the first set of reasonable specifications we've seen in a while. It seems like every supposedly next-gen game that comes out on PC has specs through the roof, with games like Shadow of Mordor asking for 6 GB of VRAM and Evil Within asking for 4 GB and then running perfectly well on my 670, which has 2 GB of VRAM. So at least Ubisoft have managed to get these specs right after messing up the specs of Assassin's Creed Unity, so maybe they're learning, maybe someone's giving a slap around the chops. Anyway, that's me done for this video. I'll see you next time.